Rangpur Khandelwal, this is Nishant Arora for Headlines Today.
Dada, Mahendra Singh Dhoni came out in the press conference and said that we watched Kevin O'Brien go hammer and tongs against the English. Now we are better prepared because we don't want to take any kind of chances. So it's good that the Indians will have their guard up.
Yeah, obviously they'll have some idea of what Kevin O'Brien after the knock last game against England. But to be honest, Kevin didn't give much away. He played good cricket shots. He hit the ball on its merit and was an outstanding knock. Yeah, Dhoni probably would have seen him a lot more, but they will have to really bowl well to him and hope that Kevin would not reproduce such performance another day, because it's really hard for Kevin to back up that performance with a similar one or even something closer to that in a few days' time.
But Dada, keeping all logistics in mind, yes, no team can be considered minnows anymore at this stage in this tournament. Fact is, India are a better team. They have the wherewithal to win the match.
Yeah, absolutely. India is a far, far better team on paper, and so was England the other night at Bangalore. That's why we call it an upset. The biggest challenge for these minnows or these associate members would be to produce another good performance after the big one. It's about consistency. You saw Bangladesh in Dhaka get all out for 58. They lost to India, won against Ireland, and lost to Bangladesh again. And the same thing we are seeing with Canada and Netherlands. You know, Canada had a big opportunity the other night to beat Pakistan, but they couldn't hold up to the pressure. So it will be a similar sort of situation for Ireland, although I do feel they're probably a better equipped side. They've got better players than Canada or Netherlands or probably Bangladesh as well. Or they're at par with Bangladesh on form in this tournament. So the biggest challenge for them will be to put up another consistent performance, backing up what they did against England the other night.
Absolutely. Dada, they're identifying what is always the key for any team. Big teams, giants, minnows, whatever it is, consistency. Wins should be backed up by wins. That's the key point here. Want to bring in Nasser Sourav in here on the discussion as well. Nasser, at this stage, of course, as an Englishman, you wouldn't have been too happy about that result. But can this happen again? Can the Irish come up with another win?
Yeah, I think it's more important the cricket that India are playing. I think they'll get 2 points against Ireland. It'll be a massive upset. It'll be the biggest upset ever almost if Ireland beat India in India. And then they'll get 2 points after that. I think it's more important the style of cricket, the way they play against Ireland that's important, and as they get through the group. You look at previous World Cup winners, they have peaked at the right time. It's not necessarily how you start that counts, it's how you finish. You know, you look at Australia, they finished really well. You look at Pakistan, they finished well. So I think India just need to keep improving every game. You're right. Get as many points as possible and go into that quarter-final with form where everyone's talking up your cricket.
Absolutely, that momentum is always crucial, isn't it? But then this man, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, is quite a shrewd captain himself, isn't he? And his band of merry men now have the task of taking on what we've now begun calling the giant killers from Ireland. The biggest problem for India, though, has been their own team composition and their bowling unit. And Captain Dhoni is quite clear about backing the side's traditional strength, which is, of course, their batting.
You should always back your strength. That's the most important part, because tomorrow you don't want to feel okay. We are better off with 7 batsmen, and you score maybe 30 odd runs less, and you find yourself in a place where there's not enough runs on the board. Because I feel you can utilize the 5th bowler, and with Yusuf being part of the side, you can really rotate amongst them and get over with the 50 overs. So I think still will be more inclined to play with 7 batters.
All right, now seeing that the team management and the skipper is quite clear about playing 7 batters, it comes down to the bowling combination. 2 spinners or 3 pacers, who will be the second spinner or the third pacer? Questions which will be partially answered, yes, by the conditions, but also partially by the team management's plans.
That's a tough one, but whether 3 seamers would have done the job for us, I don't really know. So we'll have to see and wait for the next few games, and probably by the end of this stage, by the end of next maybe couple of games, we'll be really confident to say whether 3 seamers works for us or 3 spinners work for us.
Dada, Mahendra Singh Dhoni also voicing something that you've also reiterated in the past. Back your strengths. You don't want to weaken your batting, which is at this point at least the biggest plus in the Indian team.
Yeah, obviously batting's your strength. You've got such power hitters, such world-class players up the order. As you've said, Dhoni, as you've heard on TV, Dhoni wants to see whether two spinners or three spinners is the way forward, and he wants to give time to that. Fair enough. He's backing his instincts. He's backing his selection in the past game, which I agree that you don't become a good or a bad player overnight. But he will still have to get his combination right. It's not about good or bad, it's about the combination. But does he have enough variation when the heat is on? We didn't see that in the England game, so he has to be very careful. He can go in with two spinners, but will he be able to take that risk of playing five bowlers, which I don't see happening. We'll go by what he's saying. Probably three seamers is the way forward, looking at the variation and the balance. But if the skipper wants two spinners and two quakes, we'll have to go with that.
Absolutely, and you're also perhaps the best man to answer this question, because these games, I mean the ones against Ireland, Netherlands, are also the time when you can perhaps try and get that combination right, isn't it? Because you don't want to be trying to do that against the bigger teams. So do you try and bring in, say, an Ashwin, give Nehra a go, whatever it is, and try and juggle around with your combinations, or just go in flat out?
No, I don't think so, especially what Ireland did to England the other night. And India hasn't got a point against England. Obviously, the win didn't give them the full points. They finished with 1 point shared by both the teams. So no, you cannot take risk. You have to pick your best team. You have to pick your best team for the tournament. Look at South Africa. They came in the first game, they played three spinners, decided who their two spinners are, and they've picked their two best teams against Netherlands and England today. So looking at that from that point, India needs to pick their best possible 11. I definitely think Ashish Nehra fits in the best possible 11 of India, and he should be picked. So we'll have to wait and see what Mahendra Singh Dhoni does.
Absolutely, a fit Ashish Nehra does feature in that first 11, doesn't he? Nasser, I want to bring you in at this stage as well, because there's of course a lot of talk going on about what kind of combination India should go with. What is your opinion?
Captain and coach has to read the pitch. If they think they need the extra seamer, play the extra seamer. Everyone keeps going on about four bowlers for India, but they've got Yusuf Pathan batting at number 7. Well, you can't have someone just batting at number 7. The great Kapil Dev batted at 7 and 8, but he bowled 10 overs and got wickets. You've got to bowl. Anyone, Collingwood, whoever's batting at number 7 has to bowl. So he has to bowl, Yuvraj has to bowl, all these part-timers have to bowl, and then India have enough bowling depth. And then worry about the rest when you see the pitch in the morning.
Absolutely. It comes down to the guys that are out there at Mahendra Singh Dhoni's disposal in the playing 11 for them to sort of rise to the occasion and do a better job with their performance as well. Tell you what, short break here on the show at this stage. Sourav Ganguly and Nasser Sourav stay with us. On the way out though, let's get you a brief look at what the Irish team have been doing out there, spending time well in Bangalore it seems. Short break here, lots more on the other side. Stay with us.
इको फ्रेंडली माइक्रोटेक ई स्क्वायर इतनी बिजली बचाए कि 5 साल में हो जाए फ्री। अब कोई और क्यों?
According to the law,
ये लड़का जरा सा दीवाना लगता है।
shake it, baby, shake it, baby.